Welcome to the Shit I'm 30 podcast. This is the weekly show where we discuss and share our unfiltered opinions on topics such as mental health, relationships, sometimes it gets a little kinky, and we talk about sex, parenting, and so much more. With me, your host, Carla Ramirez. Now, my goal is to get rid of society's expectations about where we should be when we're in our 30s and just free ourselves to live the lives that we've always dreamed of. Now, friends, remember, it is never too late. Welcome back to another episode. I am this week with Miss Medinah Monroe.
Hey, listeners.
That voice changes so fast. I love it. Oh, my goodness. So we're counting down the quarantine days. Again, this week is quarantine day 757,325. Wow. We've been here for a long time.
Girl.
But when we think about it, it's not that long.
But you want to know why it is that long? It's long because we don't get to interact with like human beings in the flesh. Mm-hmm. And you don't live by yourself, so you don't get it, bruh. I live by my goddamn self. I am like, and I'm not getting no dick. It's hard out here. Pray for us single folk.
I'm praying for y'all for real, for real. While I pray for you having no dick, I ask that you pray for me having too much, and which is a thing.
You sound privileged.
It's very much a privileged thing, but it's a thing. So I know there's women out there probably listening right now. They're not doing anything, so the men are home as well. So they just wake up with a boner. They want to fuck just to fuck. And that's at the point where we're at this point. He just looks and he's like, let's do it. And I'm just like, let's not. Like, can we do something for change?
You sound like an old privileged white woman named Carol.
Karen. I hear, use the slur word towards me. Call me Karen. Well, I'm glad we got to do this because I think, did we ever record for mine? I know we did your 100th episode and y'all had just turned 30. I don't think I was able to get both of you guys together to come on here.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Wait till this quarantine gets lifted because I'm going to be in Atlanta. I'm hopping on these $25 round trip flights and I'm going to be in Atlanta the whole time.
You got a little boo out here?
No, just going to be hanging out. I need to get the fuck up from around here. I want to go somewhere. And Atlanta's cheap.
Atlanta's cheap, and they got a flight every hour. Come on.
Every hour. Girl, a boo around do you want me to get killed? I'm going to have to edit that. The fact that you even asked that question might get me killed. You're crazy.
Lord.
No. Hell no. So,
what have you been up to?
We'll do it really quick. Yeah, I've been cooking way too fucking much. I have been working. So I've set this time apart to just work and do things that I usually wouldn't get to do. It came at the right time for me and Ayana. It was really bad between her and I. So this time, it's good and bad. It's bad because it's like we're on top of each other the whole time. But outside of that, it's just, just getting shit done. And I think it was a good thing for me. I'm in a long-distance relationship, and we're spending more time than we ever expected. So now we know if we can be together forever. What have you been doing? I saw you doing some planting and flowers and shit. I was like, I want to do some flowers.
When I tell you I've been picking up so many different hobbies, that's one good thing about the quarantine. It is teaching me patience, like to be outrageously patient just with life. And then also spending time with certain friends that we're comfortable being around each other during this time. Some of my friends aren't comfortable being around each other. So like yesterday, me and some of my girlfriends, we went to go see our friend Nehu, who is like following the social distancing to a T. That bitch, I don't have corona. I had to sneeze. It's just the pollen.
I don't know if that shit transfers. You want to go out planting, not following social distancing.
Bitch, I was trying to fight that sneeze. I was trying to fight that sneeze so badly.
Rhoda.
But yeah, so we packaged together little like... What?
Girl, just because you just did sneeze, we walked over to 7-Eleven. We go on these like nightly walks or whatever. So I walked over to 7-Eleven And I'm thinking I'm home, you know, I'm in my pajamas, like, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, mad loud, I'm like, achoo, and just keep moving. Bro, everybody looked at me, and Wax goes,
people will look at you like,
that.
you can't be doing that.
I looked around, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I swear I don't. And they're like, yo, you can't do that. But I'm like, I didn't even think of it. I sneeze all the time because of allergies. And again, this is probably the third time that I almost got my ass beat if I wasn't with Wax, somebody would have swung on me.
Bruh, I was in the grocery store and I was holding in my sneeze so hard. And I was like, oh my God. I really had to sneeze. And I knew if I sneezed, it was going to be like, I was going to get jumped. I held in my sneeze and almost farted. Like, I almost busted my whole booty hole open because I was trying to fight letting it out. Like, niggas can't even sneeze no more. And then if you do, no one even says bless you. They're just like, bitch, leave.
You're gonna fucking kill us. Like, sneezing is like pulling out an AK-47
and having a drive-by. I'm like, bro.
But the funny thing is, like, you're saying you're holding it, you're almost gonna fart. People would appreciate you farting more than sneezing right now.
Bruh, it's hard out here.
So what other hobbies did you pick up? You said planting or creating plants.
So me and my friends, like, we packaged little, like, the right amount of dirt to, like, make a plant in, like, a small little pot, and then we left it at our other girlfriend's door and Lysoled it with everything. So we called her, like, go to your front door, grab what we got you, go to your patio. We set up lawn chairs, and then we all planted our little pots together and named our plants, and then we had some champagne. It was so much fun. I've also picked up pole dancing. Like, one of my girlfriends, she teaches pole, and she has a pole in her apartment. So I've been going to her apartment, and that bitch has been teaching me how to clap my ass and work a pole. I'm coming out of this a stripper, bitch.
Okay. So, question, because when I told some of my people, I didn't realize that you were doing this. Mm-hmm. And when I went on live earlier to say, hey, later on I'm going to go record with Medina, someone sent me an email, May, so shout out to May, which I actually have to email her back. And she's like, here's some questions or some things you guys could talk about. And she goes, pole dancing. And I was like, why is she bringing up pole? I really didn't understand why she was bringing up pole dancing. But now I get it. It's one of the things that you've been doing.
Yeah, and I've been doing it on live, looking a hot-ass mess.
What's funny is that, you know, I have a pole here, and I have the mounting on my wall. It's the Carmen Electra one. It's like $250.
Do you use it?
So back in the summer of 2013.
13?
Yes, bitch. 2013. I was a bad bitch. And I was entering a new relationship, and we were working out all the time. I was looking really good, and we bought this pole. So this summer, it was like we were out in the lake all the time, jet skiing, parties, and we would come back and go on the pole and do pole dance. I was a beast.
Bruh.
But let me tell you, I was a beast sometimes, but most of the time I looked like I was constipated.
Well, here's the thing. The workout itself, like, I haven't like mastered being sexy on it yet. But the workout itself, oh my gosh, it's an amazing, fun workout because you want to get it.
Upper body.
Yes. And your thighs.
Yes. Do you have bruises?
I have bruises, and then I hurt my knee. I had to take a little break because I fell off of the pole and popped my knee out. Girl, I was like, am I old? I don't want to get old.
Medina, we are in our 30s, and at this point in time, we can't play with these. They don't bring replacements for our knees, hips, shoulder, none of that.
I'm so sad.
They don't make them.
And every time I see Meg Thee Stallion using her good, healthy knees, I get so jealous.
She's also like 13 years old. So we're not going to compare our knees to that girl. She has not lived enough. She has not been on them knees like we have, honey.
I've been on them knees, bitch.
Listen, I've been on them knees. You know what I saw? Since you're like a sex podcast or whatever, you probably have had way more sex experiences. Mm-hmm. It depends. I wouldn't say more sex, and maybe more different experiences.
Yeah.
But I saw a guy saying that real good coochie eaters, men-wise, I guess women too, they don't do it with their ass up in the air. They do it laying down. Like, they like flat like a worm. Is that true?
I would agree, because you gotta climb in that thing. You gotta really get up in there. As somebody who has dabbled in a little bit of the cooch herself, you really can't get in there good if you have your ass in the air. You gotta really get in it.
I mean, I am now paying attention, and I was like, you know what? It's true. Like, he just be laid out like a sniper. Just to shoot.
You said a sniper. This bitch said a sniper.
Yes, like the DC sniper in the back of that trunk, trying to shoot everybody. He's like back there just laid out. Yeah. So I guess it does make sense. That's one of those things. I've never done it myself, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it with my booty yet, because I don't think I would ever do it.
You never been with a woman?
No.
Have you ever wanted to be with a woman?
No.
What if your man wanted to have a threesome?
I think he's had his fair share of them. He's been there, got his experiences. He's never brought it up. He says that if I ever bring it up, I'm tricking him and I'm trying to whoop his ass. It's a trick question. So, no, I mean, I think, and the older I've gotten, I think one day I will, maybe. Just if I'm with someone long enough, and it's like we get old, it's like, for an experience. But no one I know, not in the same town. I actually would prefer that she don't even speak English. Oh. Like, I don't want you to be able to communicate with us.
Oh, you just want her to come for one job and one job only.
One job and one job only. But Medinah, okay, since we haven't talked for like ever, when I went to Atlanta, I know you had something going on. I wanted to, not a lot, but I wanted to talk about this whole dating show thing a little bit, because I love reality TV, and I always wanted to go on one. Some type of like blind, or what would I do if I went on one of these shows? Am I going to act a goddamn donkey? Am I going to be the whore or not? And I watched some of these episodes, and it was so good. How does it feel now, like, coming out of it? Was it real? Was it like, did you really like anybody?
It's so funny, because that is the main question that everyone always asks. Is it real? Is it? And I'm always like, what do you mean when you, like, you specifically, Carla, when you say, is it real? What do you mean? Do you mean, like, do they hand us scripts and tell you to do things? Or, like, what do you mean, is it real? Because it was me there not acting. So what do you mean by, was it real?
No, by real, I mean, did you really have like the guy? It was there with, because I know there's cameras around in reality TV, although you're really there and you're not acting, there's so much going on,
so much, and
there's like I'm sure they tell you, we're going here now, we're going there now. So does that take away from you liking the person? Do you have to force yourself to like them?
So it almost the type of Temptation Island is literally, when you get there, we were gone for about a month and a half. But when you first get there, you don't just go directly into like the house and start filming. What happens is, and we didn't even know this, we got to the island, it was in Hawaii, and then they paired you up with all the single girls were together. We didn't get to see anybody else. Like, we didn't know who we were, the guys yet. We didn't know our options. We didn't know anything. They put us in a hotel for about a week or two. It was fucking torture. What? You couldn't leave the hotel room. You could not leave your hotel. You couldn't leave for anything. If you needed food, they brought you your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your snacks.
So you were quarantined, bitch. You should know what the fuck going on around here.
But at least I had a roommate. So they paired up the girls in twos. We were in our hotels, and we were all wondering like what it was going to be like, what we were going to do. So then finally a big bus would come get us and be like, okay, today's the day. You're moving into the mansion. Put your makeup on. Be a bad bitch. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We still didn't know what we were working. We didn't know what men were our options. We didn't know. We were like, oh my God, like these are about to be our husbands. I really went into this thinking I was going to leave with my man. Like, I knew I was taking a bitch's man. I knew it.
Shut up.
I'm dead ass. And so we go the night when they had the reveal night, and that was like our first recording night. And we saw our options. We saw the guys, and we were like, they're little. These are some little niggas. Like,
so where are the grown-ups?
Where are the men? Like, and so we didn't get a chance to like talk to them yet. They just they revealed them, and then when we got to start talking to them, it got to the point where you kind of start to get brainwashed, because you already have it in your mind unless you get eliminated. And I knew I wasn't getting eliminated. Like, I didn't want to be the bitch that was going to be boring. I'm on TV. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I don't want to get eliminated. So I knew what I was working with. I was like, I'm going to figure out which one I'm the most attracted to in these circumstances, and we just gonna figure it out. Rick ended up being super cool. He was super cool. He wasn't like corny. Some of the dudes were corny as fuck.
I think that's when I watched Love is Blind, and you said right now you're going to make the best out of it. Who are the most, I think you forget about their physical, because when you first walked in, you're saying they're so little, they're so that, but then after a while, you're like, oh, once you get to know them and spend some time with them, you get to like that person.
Yeah, and then you're stuck with them. Like, another thing people forget is, like, they take your phones, they take your computers. You can't have any reading material. You can have nothing that connects you. You can have music. Reading? Not even reading. They take it all. You can't have anything that connects you to the outside world. So what happens is, naturally, you're like, okay, this is the world I'm in right now. When you start to do some dumb shit, or you do start to like somebody that you might not like, you can't call your homegirl and be like, girl, let me tell you, like, you, all the dumb shit you're doing, you're just going to continue to do it because there's no one there to talk you out of it. The producers will talk you into every time. What I learned about reality TV is when the main producer would come and be like, you're doing a great job, Medinah. That is when I knew I was making a fucking fool of myself or I was a whore.
You were doing the whore shit.
Yep. He was like, this is what we want. It's like,
oh,
I'm a hoe.
Hell no. And you're like, all right, cool. I'll continue. Pass me another shot of tequila.
Yep.
So were the girls, I know that you were going back and forth with one of them, and I was like, does the girl really, really not like her?
Oh my God, Ashley. You're talking about Ashley, Rick's girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend now. She really didn't like me.
They broke up for real?
They broke up for real. And like, as soon as the show was over, he's at the airport with her and he calls me on FaceTime as he's heading home with Ashley, like wanting me to know that, like, you know, he's really done with her. And I was like, it was horrible because like, I thought that she was acting crazy like that. I don't know if you watched the reunion, but she was trying to fight me, and I'm not a fighter. Like, I'm not a bitch that's going to ever fight nobody. I'm never going to fight you. I'm never going to square up and actually punch a bitch in her face unless I have to. But that's not like my go-to thing. And so they had to actually have security really make sure I was good because Ashley was I thought it was a joke. I was like, oh, you really don't like me? She was like, no. She kept saying she wanted to kill me. And that's when they had to have like the security, like, it was annoying. I was like, bitch, first of all, you not gonna kill me. Second of all,
kill,
girl. And even though I say I'm not gonna fight, bitch, if you act too crazy, we might just really be in here throwing hands. Relax.
That's some white people shit. Kill you?
Kill. And that's, I know she didn't mean it.
Things. I'm going.
But the production.
Oh, bitch, I don't take.
Yeah, they had to take it seriously.
I don't take it lightly when nobody says I want to kill you.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Especially over a man. Did we not see what homegirl just did? I saw that she's facing 99 years in prison.
The girl who stabbed somebody's baby mama?
Yes. Like, how you're worth millions of dollars because of your father. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I guess you're not worth it, but you're good. There's nothing about you that has ever needed anything. Why would anything ever over a man? Like, you were in this position, would you fight or risk your life or your freedom for a man?
Crazy. Tell me the story though, because I don't know the whole story. Who and what happened?
So I'm not an expert on it, but this is the whole point of the podcast. It's mine, and I can say whatever the fuck I want, right? That's what we do. It's facts because I said it. So apparently she's with like NBCADQ young boy. I don't know. There's so many letters to these names. I don't really know how they go. Something young boy. And I guess the baby mama came by the house and she didn't want her there. And they were, back and forth. I'm sure speculating homeboys probably smashing them both,
obviously.
Ain't shit niggas do. And she didn't want him there, and the argument escalated, and she stabbed her, and the girl ended up in critical condition. I think she made it out of it. But if anything, it could be attempted murder. It's an assault. It's all for what? How did you even get the knife in your hand? What made you go toward what?
At what point are you like, I'm actually going to stab you? Fuck no. Fuck no. I will say that again. I've been...
Never.
I've never even been in a fight.
Wait, what?
I've never been in a fight. Stop. I'm not gonna lie. I've never been in a fight, Carla. That's not my way. I'm not fighting you. Like, and it's not that I'm like...
But no, I'm not saying over a man. I'm just saying...
I've never been in a fight, period.
They looked at you the wrong way?
Never. I've never done that. I've never felt the need to, like, have I wanted to put my hands on somebody? Yeah, but it's never, like, taking control. My emotions haven't taken control over me that much to where I really have to inflict physical pain on you. No.
Wow. That is crazy to me.
Have you? Bitch, are you out here slanging bitches?
I've been in fights my entire life. I grew up fighting.
Why?
I talk about this all the time, Medina. My father raised me like a little boy. I had to fight everybody. I had to fight for my little brother. I fought my parents. I had anger management issues. I have fought my parents. I have fought my auntie. My grandma almost got it one time. I was out of control. Like,
all my life I had to fight.
Angry. I wasn't even angry. I was just, that was how I would resort to everything. It's a lot of fighting to the point that, like, right now, you know, some shit going down. So I'm not fighting anymore. But I've been fighting. My last fight was 2 years ago. Sending bitches to the hospital.
That's that Latina. That's that Latina mommy. Bust your head open.
I don't even think it's a Latina thing. My dad really fucked me up. My family really, man, they fucked me up. But yeah, Wax and I, which is like a crazy pair to have together, two fucking fighters. He was a much more controlled fighter. Mm-hmm. So he's built for this, and he knows how to, like, in 2 seconds break your hand. And, like, I'm the one that blacks out, and I'm not stopping till blood comes out. Like, when I see blood, that's when we're done. So
have you ever been to jail?
No.
Oh, Lord, you need to praise Jesus. You better praise him. Lord, come on,
very
Lord.
much so. I got a story for you once we get out of here, but no, I haven't. But yeah, fighting's a thing. But when I saw the whole Yaya thing, and then with the girl saying she'll kill you, it's like, over a man, I have gotten into, maybe I've called and been like woman to woman type thing, but never did I want to beat anybody up over a dude. Mm-hmm. It's like, listen, if you want to be with you, whatever. I fight guys. Mm-hmm. I have fought my boyfriends, every single one of them. You don't fight your boyfriends?
No, bruh. That is domestic violence.
Okay, we don't have to put a title to it right now, Medina. I get it. Like, see, what happened was, no, like, bad. I've been fucked up. I have fucked niggas up. And in this relationship now, it's the first time when I'm like, we're respecting each other. And that's one thing that I don't want. I want to move away from being violent. And I don't want to put my hands on people.
That's gross. Because you don't have to put your hands on people to get your point across. That's the easiest way. But, like, you don't have to put your hands on people to get your point across. I'm even taking it to the point of, like, when people beat their children or spank their kids. Like, I'm at a mental space in my
I beat the shit out of mine.
I'm not doing it. Shit. I don't think you have to beat a child to get them to understand that they did something wrong.
We're going to take a clip out of this. And when you get pregnant and your kid is, give you to 11 years old. It won't take that long. I promise you. By 4, you're going to whoop their ass. But since you've never been in a fight before, and I'm going to give you the whole, like, the holy everything. 11. You're going to whoop the shit out of that motherfucker at 11 years old. I'm telling you. I promise you. But it's okay. I promise you.
It's okay.
I'll let you believe what you want to believe right now. But there's not a parent out there of color that can tell me that they have not whooped their child. Now, these white kids, that's why they shoot up these schools, because they don't get whoopings and they don't get bullied at home. That's why.
They don't get bullied at home?
Think about it. When you grew up, did your parents not bully you a little bit?
No, I grew up in a very fair household. Like, what? What do you mean bully? Like, they take my dinner and be like, yeah, you ain't eating tonight. Like, what?
Basically, I used to get called ugly. They call me unibrow. They'll call me fat. Like, because I'm squared and I walk by, my mom would be like, moo.
Carla! I would be so sick. My mother.
But because of things like this is why I would never, like, when people bothered me, I'm not going to sit here and shoot up a whole school. Like, if you got bullied in school, how intense was it for you? But yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, getting bullied a little bit, nothing ever really fazed me. But I guess I grew up a little bit different than most. It was a little bit more violent. And Wax did tell me that not many people fight as much as I have in my lifetime.
How did you meet Wax?
I have that story. That's
you're all cheesy.
I talked about.
Giddy.
Fuck you. Shut up. Don't point that out. I hear people point that shit out. It was a crazy story. I flew to Atlanta to meet Charlamagne. I wanted to meet him. I was going to get into this building. Mm-hmm. And basically, I bought a round-trip flight same day. I got to Atlanta that morning and was flying back that same night. I knew Charlamagne was going to be at a conference, and I knew who his security guard looked like. I didn't know him. I know what he looked like. So I was like, if I find this big black guy, I can get to him. And I got there really early, met the person that was involved with the conference. I got them to give me a VIP band. So I was able to go upstairs. I saw a big black guy. I freaked out, called Mandy. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. She's like, bitch, just go. So I spoke to him. And the first thing he said to me was like, yo, we fucked before? And I was like, that's rude. And
that's what Charlamagne said?
No, Wax.
Oh.
No, I couldn't see Charlamagne. I knew I had to find the big black guy with the dreads first to get to him. And so I went.
But were you trying to get to Charlamagne to fuck him, or you just wanted to meet him?
Oh no! So I wanted him to. I've been like a huge fan, and between him, Oprah, Howard Stern, like that's somebody I've always watched, and I'm like, I want somebody to mentor me in this space. I was at the point where I knew I wanted to leave my job. The podcast was doing well, and I didn't know what my next step was. I was like, I need a door to learn more. I need to be able to watch someone, be around in the space. How do I do it? And when I said this, I remember my ex was like, and you're going to go there and do what? Tell him what? That you want to. I was like, I'll tell him I work for him for free. He's like, that's stupid. And I'm like, I want to get in the door. This is what I want to do. He's like, he's not going to pay attention to you. And I remember people saying, you're going that high? You're shooting. I'm like, listen, I'm going to shoot for the stars, see where I land. And that's exactly what I did. I shot for the stars, and that day I spoke to Wax, and I was talking to him a little bit, and once I heard Charlamagne coming out of a room, they called him over, and I was like, it's my chance. And I was like, listen, can I just talk to him for like 2 seconds, please? And he's like, for what? And I'm like, please just give me 2 seconds. So he was eating something, and he said, you got 2 seconds, go before I go, like until I finish my eggs. And I remember talking to Charlotte, I don't know for how long, don't know what the fuck I said, but he gave me his email and his phone number. He texted me right afterwards, and then Wax and I just became friends after that. And we stayed friends for about a year, talking like all the time.
But at what point did you and Wax exchange numbers?
So we ended up, when did we exchange numbers? Probably that same day. That same day, because I met him early and the conference was still going, so it was an all-day conference. So they were there for a couple more hours. And did we exchange numbers that day? It might have been that evening that we exchanged numbers, just because he was going to get me like to hang out, to be around and watch him do interviews. I wanted to watch him do these interviews afterwards. And we just became cool. And whenever I hit up Charlotte, and I'm like, I'm going to come through. I'm going to come to this place. He said, yeah, come through. He's busy. Who I needed to get to was Wax. And I was like, as long as Charlotte knows I'm coming, the person that gets me in is Wax. If he knows I'm coming, like my door was him. So we were just friends, and that's how the friendship became about. And then we would just talk all the time and spend time together. And I would see him and his girlfriends and see the naked pictures and send whenever he got caught cheating, I would send flowers to all the girls. And then we were really friends.
And now y'all are together.
And then when I was moving to New York, like I told Charlotte, I'm coming to New York. I want to do A, B, C, and D. So I let him know as well. He's like, come through. I was like, bet. Then I hit him and I was like, here's a screenshot. He told me to come through. I'm coming. He's like, all right, bet. Let's do this. And then 24 hours within me getting to New York, we fucked. And I was just like, you were in love the whole time.
Look at God.
Which is actually something I want to talk to you about, because one of the talks that you and I have had was we both were in really long-term relationships.
8 years.
You were 8, I was 6. And you just posted a video with him, bro.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, like, Carlos and I are still, he's one of those people in my lives where, like, he's like my person. He's like, when we were ending things, it was really rough and it was really bad and it was really sad. And I feel like we both went through some type of depression. But now that we're like past that and we realize we just aren't going to be together in that way, he is one of my best friends. He's still someone that if I need anything, I know I can call on him, and vice versa. It's like if he needs anything from me, he knows no matter what happens in life, no matter where this life takes both of us, how far we are, he always has a friend in me, and I believe in that. I feel like we had something that was so real, and we both respected each other while we were together.
But is that because you guys are single?
Is it because we're single?
Yes.
I mean, I've dated people, and it's not like we don't talk every day, all day. My thing is, like, I love you. I loved you. Was in love with you at one time, and that doesn't, to me, it doesn't just go away. And the things that we helped each other through while we were together, I can't dismiss that. So even if I get with someone, and I would like to believe Carlos feels the same way, if I get with somebody, even if I get married, if Carlos hit me up and was like, I need something, let's say he was just like, I've fallen on hard times and I need $5,000. I got you. And we don't have to talk about it ever again. You don't got to pay me back. We don't have to talk about it. And I might not even tell my nigga, I got you. Like, you don't know what this man has seen me through. And it's been a lot. So the love is real.
I went through that. And it's funny that you bring that up. I talked about it. So I was with someone for a very long time, and he was like my best friend. Mm-hmm. When I was in the 6-year relationship, it was to the point where he knew, this is my friend. If you don't like it, there's the door. Mm-hmm. Also, that relationship with him wasn't the healthiest. So for all those years, like, this guy was my best friend. And I called him my best friend. We were so close. My ex didn't have a say-so on it. It was like, if you want to be with me, you got to accept this part. At one point, I did loan some money and told my ex, I was like, I'm doing this, and I don't care what you think about it. You know, it is what it is. When I went to this relationship this time, this dude was like, I don't play that shit. And I told him, I was like, that's my best friend. And he said to me, perfect, like, not a problem. I'm not here to break up friendships. And if that's how you feel, that's cool, but I'm out. And I was like, wait. So I hear you, because I felt the same way. Literally, that was my person. That's who I would go to. Literally, like, for everything, business, relationship, everything. Like, when I was going through it with my ex, I would go to him and be like, I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? And if I was wrong, he would tell me, he's like, you're being a brat. You're wrong. Cut him some slack. He's trying or whatever. But when I got here, he was like, I don't play that. But I realized that with this relationship, that friendship aspect that I needed from him still, that other ex, I had here. So it was one of those, although we have that history of 8 years, what do I cherish more? And those memories where that friendship was there, but this is now my life, and this is now my relationship, and I had to let it go.
So with my situation with Carlos now, I feel like it is a little bit different, because we don't talk every day. We don't talk all the time. My thing is, if you ever need me and I can help you, I'm always going to be there. I've dated other people since Carlos, and I don't go into the relationship telling people, hey, look, my ex is still in my life. It's not even a conversation, because we're not like that. My thing is, if he ever needs me, I am going to be there for him no matter what. And I don't even...
Did you guys have split custody of a dog?
We did. But Reeves was Carlos's. So it's not like... I couldn't take Reeves. He's the one who got Reeves.
Oh. Okay, so now you have one and he has the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's not an issue anymore.
No, that was never going to be an issue. The dog was too fucking big, first of all. I wasn't taking his ass, but...
Well, I thought you were going to, like, spend time with the dog, and I'm like, this is going to cause y'all to keep fucking if you're going to do this whole dog custody thing.
And we weren't fucking. We stopped fucking well before we even broke up. So it's like, It really is just he is dope, I'm dope, and
You haven't done anything since y'all broke up?
No, he moved to LA. He doesn't even live in Atlanta anymore.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he moved to LA.
So you got no chance.
Yeah, he's in Good Girls. If y'all listening ever watch Good Girls, watch it. And my ex is in there, and he's doing great. And that's great. We don't talk all the time, but yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't know how to... Yeah, I don't have any contact with any of my exes anymore. And none of them, I mean, this one particular that I'm talking about, although he knows about him and nothing's ever bad, I guess if there was anything crazy at some point and he were to call, I would answer, because I would know it was for something crazy. But other than that, I wouldn't disrespect him and how he feels
I feel
about
you.
it. Yeah, because he's just like, anybody that got they meet and you, fuck them. And I'd be like, so long ago. What the fuck does it matter?
Anybody that got they meet.
I know. Okay, so really quick, Medina, because you are in your 30s, and I feel like you did a transition, kind of like I did, or we all are going to do, I think, at some point in our 30s, if you have the courage. You were a flight attendant for a while, right? Mm-hmm. What made you quit that?
I was so unhappy. Like, it's so crazy because I got to the point when I first became a flight attendant, I was so fresh and so young and so excited about it. And then it got old really quick because even though people would always be like, oh my gosh, you have such a great, I worked for a private airline, so it wasn't commercial. It's a very different lifestyle. You're flying like the richest people, some of the richest people of the world. You're flying celebrities. It's very intimate. You're in an intimate space with these people.
Ooh, did you get to like smash them and stuff?
There was an athlete that I started fucking with, but it ain't going nowhere. But it was fun while it lasted.
Right.
But so like I was doing all those things and everyone was like, oh my gosh, you have such a great life. You're so lucky you get to travel. But what people forget is so my schedule was I would be gone a week and then I would have a week off. And it sounds ideal, but it's not really ideal. You can't get involved with a lot of stuff when you're only home for a week at a time. And so what happened was I started to look at the people that I was around when I was working, and I don't want to be like those people. No disrespect to like the airline industry people. They love what they do. But people forget that if it's a holiday, you're working. If it's a birthday, everyone's birthdays, I missed everything. I was never present for almost anything in my friends' lives, in my relationship, and even stuff that I just wanted to do. I was always gone on the road. I lived out of a suitcase, and I don't want that life. I couldn't make my dreams come true. I was trying to like be an actor, do voiceover, and then I'd be flying a lot, and I would book stuff, and then I couldn't make it because I had to go fly, and I had to pay my bills because obviously you got to pay your bills, but it just wasn't working for me anymore. I got to the point where I was very depressed, and I was like, fuck, I can't do this anymore. But what happened was, it was crazy because I ended up getting laid off. And it just worked out.
So you had no choice.
Yeah, I got laid off with pay. So it was a blessing. Like I was able to
Shut up.
Yes, girl. Yes. It was amazing.
That is definitely a blessing.
Yeah, it was time to get out.
Did you already know what you wanted to do? Because I feel like some of us a lot of people listening to this show right now, they're in the shoes that we were, that unhappiness, that unsettled place. Like, what do I do now? What do I do now? Did you know what you wanted to do?
I knew what I wanted to do, and I was doing it. Like, Kiki and I were still doing the podcast. We were just making it work. But, like, for my personal goals with voiceover and with acting, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to make money. Gotcha. And so right now it's still a learning process. Like I'm with an agency and I started to do a lot of stuff on my own with voiceover. That's where I really excel. On camera stuff doesn't really work for me. But with voiceover, I just kind of got some lessons and got somebody to guide me, kind of how you were saying you needed to meet Charlamagne so you could have like a guide. I found a voiceover coach that is fucking amazing. Her name is Eileen, and she really led me the way on how to do it yourself if you don't have an agency, and how to do it if you do have an agent and you still want to make your own money on the side and not have to pay somebody a cut. And so that was super dope. But for the people listening that you feel like you're in that unhappy, I don't know what the fuck to do stage, I feel like that happens a lot. Even when you do figure it out, like you always are going to
happen again.
It'll happen again. And it's you don't like it when you're in it, but then when you get through it, you look back and you're like, wow, like I did it. So just whatever it is you want to do, don't give up.
Right. At all. Definitely don't give up. I felt it. I feel it again now, because even doing the podcast, and like you and I are right here recording, and I love doing shit. I'm 30 and I get messages a lot, and it's like, oh my God, I'm in the space, and I love to hear people's stories, and I love to hear, your perspective and your personality and blah, blah. I love the podcasting. This is my first love. Then I find the love of teaching and the love of the other business. And I'm like, at this point, I love that more. And I thought about, I'm just going to quit shit. I'm 30. But then I realized I use my podcast as a funnel of my business. So I speak, and this is how I get a lot of a lot of my students and a lot of my clients and a lot of the things that I sell through here. And I do love doing it. I just know that I have to, prioritize of what's important to me now. So that's where I'm at right now. And I felt that little unsettling feeling again. But it's now I know that I just have to sit back, write it all down. What it is that I like, what is it I don't like, where do I want to go, and take it slow. I don't have to freak out too bad, because what I'm doing is not awful. It's not that I hate it. I just know that there's something else that I want to do.
Yeah, it's really interesting when we go through those phases. I have gone through the phase with Cocktales of like, At first, before Cocktales was popping and so many people were listening, we were getting all these, before all of that, and we were sharing all our personal stories, it didn't really matter. It was like, oh, whatever, ain't nobody listening. Now that people listen, I have literally battled with like, fuck, like, do we want to keep doing this well into our 30s? And you know what I mean? Like, I love it. I love it to death, but there have been some times where it's unsettling to me, like, people can look up my vagina, basically. Like...
Well, what's great about a podcast is that at any moment, and this is what, when I talk about Charlamagne, it was a blessing in disguise, and it didn't go at all the way I planned for it to be. I was like, I'm going to meet him, and he's going to be my mentor, and he's going to be talking to me every single day. That's not how it happened at all. I honestly just allowed me to be in certain rooms. And I was able to watch, and that was just enough for me. It's like, if you open that door for me, I will make my rounds and meet, and that's how I met so many people. So when you might not know where you're going, just open that door.
Yeah.
Just open that door, get in there, figure it out, and then you'll move it on from, like, you just keep moving.
Yeah. Keep moving. Keep moving. Like, that's all we need. You'll find your passion, and once you find your passion, within that passion, you're going to find something else, and just it's going to keep going. Because even with Cocktales, what I was going to say also, the beauty of it is that when I see where I started and the vision that I first saw for Shit I'm 30, it changed. So even with Cocktales, although you guys, because you ladies evolve, the show can also evolve. That's one thing I loved about him. Do you remember he was like the most problematic person? Like, it's just so bad. And then now I see, by the time I get to him, it's like he's switching to the whole mental health thing. He's starting that whole talk, and I'm like, wow, you can change who you are. Because you're getting older, and your audience will accept you for that. Some won't, but then you'll get new people, and it still grows. So when you're thinking about, oh yeah, people can probably search your vagina or view it through a podcast, at the end of the day, they're going to be like, look where she was, and look where she's been, and look where she's going. Listen to that. Come on, life coach.
So you can, both of y'all can evolve, like, very well. Like, at the end of the day, Cocktales could be anything. You got, like, you can evolve into whoever you want to be, and they'll accept you for that.
Yeah,
they're riding with you. People have been watching me from, like, my crazy days till now, when I was like, fuck marriage, fuck kids, and now I'm like, I want to get pregnant. So it's definitely, you're able to do it. Well, since I have you here, Medinah, we're gonna do some unsolicited advice.
Okay.
Unsolicited advice is the part where it's like listener letters. Sometimes they bring them in. Some other times I give advice to people that I just want to give them advice because I'm nosy. And I feel like everybody deserves my opinion, right? Who doesn't? So we'll do this one first because it actually has to do with the whole COVID thing. This is a good one. So it says, hey, y'all. So here's the deal. My girlfriend is living in a house which the landlord is planning to sell by August when the lease is up. We are living in Maryland, where we are under a stay-at-home order due to COVID. All non-essential businesses is closed. Everyone is to stay at home unless they're an essential job or need to leave the house for an essential reason. Just like all of us, honey. Just like all of us. The issue is the landlord keeps bringing outsiders to the home almost weekly to show the house and putting our health and theirs, might I add, at risk. I understand the house needs to be sold, but it's overwhelming when we're doing so much to try and keep things clean and social distance, and he keeps bringing strangers into the living space. This is becoming very stressful on my girlfriend, and it's causing her to feel unsafe in her home. Do you have any advice for a situation like this? We feel like it's unfair for them to be bringing people over during a worldwide pandemic, but we know that he still needs to sell the house, and we feel like we have no control over the situation. Please help. What would you do? There were so many things off with this.
Were there?
For me. So here's the thing. He's in Maryland. That's his girlfriend. He said it's her house. If you know this is happening, why is she not staying with you?
That's what I wanted to know first and foremost. If you know this is happening, have y'all... I hate when someone has a problem and you don't go to the source. Have you talked to him about it? Because maybe the landlord doesn't know y'all feel uncomfortable. He could be thinking that y'all are okay with it because he knows, and y'all know that he's selling the house in August and everybody has to go. So if you haven't voiced your opinion and your concerns to him, how can he fix it? And you would hope that somebody in their mind would think this virus is that serious that I shouldn't be doing this. Right. I should probably do a virtual tour. That I work in real estate, so that can happen. Maybe you guys should speak up and let him know you can give people virtual tours of a home. Make a video, make a link, and send that to them and let them look at the home that way. But if you haven't said anything, you can't assume that he understands what is going on. And then if you have said something, you need to call your local sheriff or deputy's office and you need to complain. That's what has to happen.
Yeah, maybe like the sheriff, or is there a landlord cop or something?
I think you would have to, I think for those, because I know we had like a petition going on in my building about our company not addressing like COVID-19 in any way. They were just like, y'all need to pay y'all's rent and it needs to be on time. And so my sister is a news anchor, and I was like, what do we do about this? How do we get someone to help us? She was like, you need to call your local sheriff or deputy's office and tell them what's going on.
Well, that makes sense. I'm glad you're in real estate, because I don't know. I was just going to be like, move her in with you. Why the fuck? Like, the landlord, they got to sell the house. I'm looking at like, I get it, but I didn't think about virtual tours. And they probably have a key regardless. If she's that uncomfortable... And I would be too, with strangers walking in my house. Yeah. I would be like, I'm not going to stay here. Let me know when it's going to happen. Or maybe I would tell him, I need you to pay for you to sanitize my house or clean or whatever. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Or just change the locks and say, listen, bitch, you can sell this shit when COVID is over.
Look.
I don't know. Whatever it is. So I have one more. And it says, this is a friendship one. That was a good one. I think you answered that correctly. You helped me with that one. So this one, she's 37. She has a friend who's 30. Oh, this is friendship. Have you ever had to get rid of a toxic friend?
All the time.
This is so hard.
It's so hard.
Because I have a friend who I have stuck with for 6 years, despite being very toxic. I believe we feed each other's poor qualities, with me needing to be liked and fix problems, or her being in a constant state of meltdown. I am very passive and have a very difficult time with confrontation, and she's extremely confrontational and aggressive. In between the two of us would be the perfect level of assertive behavior. The last few days, she got extremely upset that I have a group chat without her involvement, including a friend she introduced me to, but has since lost touch with. She found out because someone posted an Instagram story. I actually don't have Instagram because I guess they thought the conversation was funny. Well, I've done that. I actually did that today. Wax DM me somehow easy there, fella, because I posted a selfie like half of my boob was out, and he was like, calm the fuck down. I'm like, relax, dad. Anywho, so we do that all the time, like post a funny conversation. All right, so it says, I have said for years I need to stop being friends with her, and I guess I would like to use this as the catalyst to finally end the friendship. She has sent me several lengthy texts about this argument in response to her outside discussions with the other two people in the group chat. Frankly, I have no interest in addressing any of the points that she's making. What is a nice way of saying I don't want to continue the conversation and I need some space, with the intent of never talking to her if I can? I guess the nicest thing could be seen as me being more upfront that there is no redemption, but I can't think of any way to say that without explaining all the things that I can't stand about her. And I don't even know if that's necessary. Do I even bother to be friends with her, or how do I stop talking to her? Ouch. How have you stopped talking to a friend? A toxic friend at that.
I just hate when there's friendship problems, because I feel like we're at an age now where, like, you can't afford to lose friends. Like, especially, like, your good friends. Like, it's so hard. But I would say, like, I used to have a very best friend, and we met in college, and she was my very best friend since my freshman year in college. I went to Clark Atlanta University. Shout out. And oh my gosh, we got to a point to where after college we became roommates, and shit started happening, and our relationship got very toxic, and it was messy, it was dirty, it was not a good situation. It got to the point where she ended up just moving out one day, and like it was just not a good situation. So what happened was we were trying to work through it, and she had sent me some messages trying to work through it, and I ended up just telling her, you know what? I don't want to do this. I don't have time. I just said it. I said, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And it sounds so childish, like kindergarten, but sometimes you really just got to let somebody know. Like, it wasn't on an intent to never speak to her again, because even now, like, we now follow each other on Instagram, and we catch up with each other's lives through Instagram, and we'll DM and make jokes. But like, I ended up telling her, and she just went with it. I was like, I can't be your friend anymore because I don't feel good. You don't feel good. We're not trying to work through the problems. And like I said about even the same thing with Carlos, I respect you and love you enough. I don't want it to get to the point where I hate you and I literally hate you. I don't want to feel those feelings inside. It doesn't feel good to be feeling like that. And if you're one of those people where you like thrive off of hating someone or being mean, fuck you, because that's just not a good way to be out here living. So I feel like you should tell your friend, hey, look, I'm just not in a space right now in my life where I want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. Love you. Let's go our separate ways.
Absolutely. Like, just speak up. I know that I've been in the situations, and I used to handle it back in the day. So I would say I was around 24, 25, 26. I will ghost you quick. I'll stop answering. I will literally stop answering completely. And I've done it to a few people, and but I give people a lot of chances. I like my friends.
Me
I
too.
really do love my friends. I want to see you win. I do everything for you. You want to start a business? I'm your number one fucking supporter. So it takes a lot for me to not want to be your friend anymore. And there are some people that can be very draining. But if it gets to a point where it's affecting you and your health and how you feel mentally, you got to let it go and just either completely ghost them. I mean, it's fucked up to do. But if it helps you and that's how you want to, and you don't want to confront them, just do it. Honestly, just do it. But I would say the more mature way to do it is the way you said it. Listen, this is not working out for me right now. I need my space. And it could be where you said you and yours speak sometimes, right?
We got to, this is years later now.
Years later, of course. Even if it's years later, but you're able to do it because you did it in a mature way. Regardless of whether it hurt her feelings at the time, which I'm sure it did. No one wants to hear, I don't want to be your friend anymore. It's just a breakup. You're breaking up regardless. Just like just like a relationship, you're breaking up a friendship. It's the same thing. But be mature about it, let it go, and then at some point that person will realize what was going on, or maybe that person might be you. And if you're listening to this, you're like, oh, you might be the toxic one. One day you'll realize, damn, I was really fucked up, and now I'm a little bit better, and you can maybe say I'm sorry one day, just like when I talked to my ex's wife. The wife came onto the show and we talked about it, and I was like, yeah, I was the other chick, you were the wife, and 7 years later we were able to sit down together and speak face to face. Like, I didn't like you, you didn't like me, but we got to talk about it. Why? Because we never disrespected each other to the point like that bad. And we were able to talk about it later on. So yeah, just say it. Like,
and now it don't always play. We gave you the good answer. It don't always play out that way. I got some bitches that we used to be friends, and I did do the ghosting too. It was just like, all right, this is done. You don't respect me as a person, and the shit you did was some fuck shit. Bye, goodbye. I'll shed my tears alone, and I'll mourn the friendship. But I gotta go.
I have mourned a lot of friendships because again, I'm one of those friends that I will ride hard. I ride for friends sometimes harder than I ride for my niggas,
bruh.
Like,
I'm the same way.
Hard.
You can fuck me over, and I will be like, let's work through this. Let's see if we can work this. I don't want to lose you as a friend. Girl, I've been done dirty by friends so many times. It's not even funny.
Me too. And it hurts so bad. And here I am. Let's go to therapy. Let's talk about it. Maybe I did something because I know I'm rough with the way I talk. I'm like, maybe it was me. And I'll take a lot of blame for it, and I forgive and forgive and forgive. And then finally I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. But I don't even, at that point, I don't even have the energy to fight you or to cuss you out. It's just more like, I'm done. And I'm not even going to tell you that I'm done. So fuck the shits. So the last segment, that was pretty good. My last segment in the show is called My Shit Talk. And I talk a little shit about things that are going on out here. And I want to talk shit. And I don't know if I'm fucked up for saying it or not, because they are, I guess, essential workers in a way. But, Instacart and Shipt and all those places, we should be using them. I know Instacart hired like 300,000 extra people.
Wow.
Nationwide. I don't know if it's worldwide or nationwide, but to do the whole Instacart thing. So I checked today, and I've been going to the grocery store a lot. It's 3 of us here. We eat a lot. So today I'm like, well, actually, like, do Instacart, whatever. I was like, all right, cool. They have a 2-hour delivery. We'll do this. I ordered everything that I needed, and bro, like, half of the shit was wrong. And I use Instacart all the time. And they usually message you and tell you, hey, this is not available. We're going to substitute it for this. Well, because they're so busy, I guess, they didn't bother, or the guy didn't bother. He brought my wine, which is great because I have my bottle right here. So the bottle was perfectly fine. They brought the right one. But aside from that, I asked for like the mandarin oranges. I got big oranges. I asked for regular cucumbers. They brought that, the long cucumber that's like a big ass dildo.
Yeah.
And it's wrapped individually. Mm-hmm. That's the cucumber they brought me. I asked for mixed berries, frozen. I got 3 bags of frozen strawberries.
They're tripping.
I asked for asparagus. They brought me broccoli.
So when that happens, do they give you your money back? Or like...
Well, no, because so I ended up cooking it anyway. And I'm just like, I don't even feel like complaining about it because I know that's so much going on. And it's probably the time as well. But damn, don't even get the shit. You know what I'm saying? I was just pissed off and I didn't notice it until after the nigga left. And I was like, I should have pretend coughed on your ass and scared you a little bit for fucking my shit up. But then that would have been wrong too. So I didn't do any of that. And I haven't complained because I also know that they're doing this. If you're doing Instacart and if you're delivering food, you need the money. You probably got laid off. So you're in a situation a little bit different than mine at the moment. So I don't want to fuck up anybody's job and get them like, fired.
I feel you.
At a time like this. So I didn't want to do it. But if anybody's doing Instacart or anything.
Pay attention. Just read.
Be a little bit more diligent. Just a little bit, because I really wanted some chicken, and you brought shrimp.
Oh, no, I gotta say something. I would have to say something. I might have to say something.
I like shrimp, too, though. But I just ended up making pasta and shrimp instead of chicken. But because I can deal with it, and it's shit that I would have gotten anyway. I'm fine. But, yeah, I was really, really upset about it. So then, since I couldn't get mad at the guy, I got mad at Wax, telling him that it's not his fault for making me Instacart the shit.
Poor Wax. Sorry, bro. It ain't even your fault. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna continue to go to the grocery store. I can't get with the Instacart thing because I don't like knowing that like somebody that I don't know is touching on my fruits and my vegetables. Like I gotta just go to the store still.
People touch it all the time while they're there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but like I want to pick up my fruits and my vegetables.
I do too.
It's like I don't know what you was doing with your hands.
Listen, Medina, I'm with you. I love the grocery store.
I
enjoy pushing the cart and just grabbing things, looking what new things they got. Oh, it's on sale, what they got on BOGOs or at Publix. I love it. I really do. So, has anything happened to you recently where you're like, fuck this, you want to talk a little shit about it, something pissed you off recently, somebody did something, and anything happened?
Well, you know what? Something did happen. My complaint is going to be on these niggas. Let me tell you something, Carla. I was fucking with this dude at the beginning of the quarantine. I've known him for a minute, but we didn't actually start hanging out until the quarantine hit. So ironic, right? I let this nigga come over. We did have sex. And I don't remember it because I was very drunk, but I think it was good. And we were like going really, like, he was like my little quarantine babe. He was cool as shit. Like, we were talking on the phone all the time. He was like, he was fun. He was such a cool dude. This nigga just like, I don't know what I did something on live the other night that I'm assuming that he didn't like. And he just literally cut me off cold turkey. And I do not appreciate it.
Bitch, what did you do? Show your titty or something?
No, I did take my shirt off and I was covering my titties, but we were playing a game. Like we were playing do or drink, me and my girlfriends.
I think I popped into your live. You were with some friends. I don't know what the game was, but I did see it.
It was do or drink, and then also like I called one of the do or drink things was like call your ex and tell them you want them back, like beg for them back. So I was doing that on the live, but it was like a game, and so I think that bothered him a little bit. But he totally has just been like, he blocked my number, I think, and then he blocked me. He like blocked me on Instagram, and he just won't talk to me, and that has never happened to me before from a man. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, we were going good. We were going strong. We were fun together. Like, what the fuck happened? How do you just block me during quarantine, my nigga? Fuck you.
Up. You don't have anybody else.
And then you won't even tell me what I did wrong. I hate when niggas do that shit. Just say what I did wrong so at least I had my best friend call him today. I said FaceTime him. She was like, Medina. I was like, FaceTime him. And because he FaceTimed me today, and I think it was on accident because he hurried up and hung up. But then I called him back, and then I sent him a text. I said, are you seriously ignoring me? And he just didn't respond.
Did it say delivered?
It said delivered. It did say delivered.
Oh, so you're not blocked.
So I'm not blocked?
No. If you're blocked, it won't say delivered.
So he's just blatantly not responding. And that's even worse.
So he's just not responding. That's even worse. So that happened to me recently.
I don't know what I did. I just want you cannot fuck with me. That's fine. I just want to know what I did.
I know, I feel you. I literally, my patrons know a whole thing that I just went through. On Patreon, I said I did a rant about this, and it was losing a friend. Like, literally, they ghosted me and didn't tell me why. And I'm just like, what the fuck did I do? How did I hurt you all this time? But during the quarantine, he's a nasty motherfucker if he's fucking with somebody else right now during this quarantine, because you are, like, risking COVID-19, sir. And you guys had sex. What the fuck?
And I'm like, did I just get got?
So he was like semi-boyfriend.
I haven't got like a hit and quit in a minute. And like, you don't even got to do that with me. If you just want to fuck and that's all we're going to do, we can have that conversation. Like, bruh, we're in our 30s. What the fuck are you doing? That really pissed me off. I'm pissed, Carla. I am pissed.
So do a Google number and call him.
He's not going to pick up. He's a nigga. He going to be like, who the fuck is this? I'm done.
But you never know. Like, we're quarantined. People might be bored and might answer the phone.
Will you call him for me?
I want to call. I kind of do want to call. He might be like, it's Florida. Maybe I'll answer a number from Florida. Can we call?
Maybe it's about my stimulus check.
Wait, bitch. Can we send me the number in the chat on Zoom? I want to call now bad.
Fuck no. Because you know what? This is going to be the time when he picks up and he going to say what the fuck is wrong. It's going to be all, I'm going to be like, oh my God.
I want to call so bad, Medina.
I was joking.
Medina, let's call.
Oh my God. No, we can't.
Oh, I'm so, Medina, you sure? I can call real quick. If he answers, I'll just be like, I'm just calling to let you know Medina really needs you to call her back.
He's going to think I'm crazy. Fuck no. Fuck, I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm just done. It's an L.
You're going to leave it alone?
Yeah, I'm going to leave him alone.
Damn, I really want to call him now. I'm going to dream about this, right?
You're going to dream about it.
I'm going to dream about the possibility that he could have answered and told us exactly what happened.
And then it doesn't make it any better that last night I got drunk as shit and called like 5 of my exes, including him. He's not even an ex. He's just a quarantine. And I texted him and called him.
And did he say anything?
No, nothing. No one said anything.
Not one?
Not one of them said something. My Italian dude said something, and he's not my dude anymore. He was like, obviously this was a mistake, and I just didn't even respond. I was like, fuck, I just need a man, Carla. I need a man.
The quarantine is getting to you for sure. No, we don't need a man. We're just going to keep working. I think we're learning a lot of different trades and things that we would have never learned before since we're caught up into all of this. So I think I'm learning how to be a housewife, bitch.
That's fun.
This is something I would never do. I've never fed a man this much. I've never tried to and I love it, and I think it's because of who it is. But washing somebody's drawers, I was married for 7 years in a different relationship for 6 years. I never washed somebody's drawers.
Wow.
In my life. So this is, we're all learning different things.
We are. Cheers to that.
There's much sex either. So I know. So babe, thank you so much for doing this with me. I can't. This is like I've been waiting for it forever. And now we all have the time. We all have plenty of time to record together.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Of course. Tell everyone where they can find you. I'm sure they all know you, but for those of you that might that don't know who the heck you are, where can they find you?
All right, y'all. So I have a podcast, me and Kiki. Follow that account at Cocktales Dirty Discussions. Cocktales Podcast, I'm sorry. That's on Instagram. We release new episodes each and every Thursday. It's very raunchy. Don't listen around your kids. And you can follow me on Instagram at Coffee Bean Dean to keep up with me. Please do.
Yes, she is fucking hilarious, guys. Like, honestly, when you go through some of your stories, I'm like, why is she so fucking funny? Between you and Kiki, the way you guys speak so slow. When I think about y'all, I talk really fast, and I'm hyperactive. So I'm very active. I'm very hyper. I'm like, because there's so many things going on in my mind at once. So I'm always in trouble for that. Like, or I get caught up, and then you guys are able to articulate things so slowly, and I'm like, I wish I could, but I can't. I just gotta talk. I gotta let it out. There's too much in my mind. There's just too much.
Carla, you are hilarious, girl.
I know. So you guys don't forget that we are on Apple Podcasts and everywhere you listen to podcasts. So if you have friends, make sure you're sharing the podcast with them. Rate and review. It literally will take you 60 seconds of your time. It helps. So Cocktales and Shit I'm 30. Go on there. Rate, review, Let us know how you think. Even if you don't like me, let me know. Let me know. Use your real name too if you don't like it. I want to shout you out. You hear me? I want to shout you out. So thank you so much for listening to this week's episode, and I'll see you guys again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.